Elder women from traditional cultures around the world united in 2004 with a common vision to be a healing force for the earth. They gather every year now for roundtable councils, ceremonies, and prayers. They are the International Council of 13 Indigenous Grandmothers. For almost 20 years, a thriving network of activists, innovators, scientists, and educators have gathered annually in Northern California to find solutions to the planet's problems. They connect people and exchange ideas and knowledge for effective action. They are the Bioneers. Last year, the grandmothers and the Bioneers came together for a shared purpose, turning prayer into action. The waiting is over. The International Council of 13 Indigenous Grandmothers arrives in Dharamsala, India, for their 4th global gathering. This year's host, Grandmother Sering, welcomes the other grandmothers to her adopted homeland. They are greeted with traditional gifts, including white katas that symbolize auspicious occasions and positive intentions. The grandmothers are the holy women and healers of their people. They come from reservations and rainforests, from North, South, and Central America, Asia, and Africa.
These are Tibetan children village.
They gather in this Tibetan refuge as ambassadors for peace to speak their truth and inspire change in the world. They come as the wisdom keepers of their cultures, to share their prayers with the exiled Tibetans and to reach out to people everywhere. For the first time, the Council will be part of the Bioneers Conference in Northern California, where the stage is being set for the grandmothers and the Bioneers to come together in a space bridge. The Bioneers prepare for their part in a dialogue that will use modern technology to connect them to ancient wisdom.
In this space bridge, we're connecting with people 12,000 miles away.
We're witnessing the fulfillment of 2 prophecies. One of them is the prophecy of the 13 grandmothers that would walk the earth again to guide us into a better life. But it is said also, the second prophecy, that there would be machines that look like birds that would carry wisdom across the skies.
We're now using digital video conference gear, these little satellite dishes like they used from the Iraq War when those reporters report back. It's two-way video and audio between here and India. So it's a very tenuous connection.
These are the satellite dishes, and we're going to carabiner them all on so that just in case this wonderfully constructed ledge falls, you don't fall down to the first floor.
We are doing a space bridge for 3 days with the grandmothers, connecting via satellite to the Bioneers Conference in California. They will receive the councils in dialogue, live.
This link that we will do tonight, we have been in preparation for, but we do not know what we're going to say.
We're not producing a TV show, though. What we're trying to do is to create a dialogue, and we hope that you will join into it and take part.
That dialogue over 3 days, the theme is healing. Healing our relations, ourselves, our planet.
The purpose, as I see it, for the Space Bridge is to send your prayers around the whole Earth. You and grandmas can plant seeds that may inspire pioneers.
We here at Pioneers really are just actually a microcosm of a far, far larger phenomenon. This weekend, something like 12,000 of us are gathered at 19 sites across the country. You know, as Pioneers, we share common dreams and we seek common ground. We come as citizens, not consumers. We span all fields of endeavor, all cultures, all ages, and walks of life. This is about our common survival, our quality of life, our freedom. This is about our grandchildren.
I'm really overwhelmed being here in the Dharamsala, in the land of His Holiness, and to be able to film live from this land and connect to pioneers over in California. I had never done anything like this in my life.
Such an opportunity for us to hear from them what their dreams are, what their prophecies are, what their ideas are. And part of the theme of this whole journey together is prayer and action, that we need both.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna dial Pioneers now.
Okay, she's dialing. She's dialing now.
There's 2 different lines, so this one's getting ready to connect first. And this one's calling.
Have a good time and come and travel with us through time and space.
It's a wild experiment that we are in, to use this modern technical way to connect and remember the most old ancient ways.
We're just bringing the grandmothers in the room. Here they come.
Okay, Gigi, we're going to start in 15 seconds.
So I want you to be confident in the insight and the knowledge that brought you here. And I want you to send that out to the open hearts and minds of those who are there to receive it.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take it.
Can you see us? Cynthia, can you hear us?
We can hear you.
We're very happy. We're very excited. We are filled with gratitude and so ready to be with you.
Thank you. We thank you so much for coming and helping us to come to you from Dharamsala.
So we'd like to start with
Grandmother Sering Joma Gyaltong.
Foremost, I would like to thank all of the people at the Pioneers for linking us together today in this very auspicious occasion. And together between all of you there and here in Grandmother, we would all like to work, we should and are working in unison to stay above all of the negative energies and suffering in this world. And this, I believe, is the essence of what we are doing here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we hope that you are ready to share with us your prayer, and we can begin in that way together.
Beloved Mother, beloved Creator, Maker, Mother, Father, Maker of the heavens and the earth.
Bring us into a state of light. I pray that you bring us into a state of compassion, into a state of unity. In the name of the children of the future, I will light this candle so that we don't forget that we are the children of the light, that we are the hope of the future.
First of all, this morning, I would like to thank the Creator for bringing us together here, and the Bioneers and the 13 Indigenous grandmothers. I would like to thank you all for the time that you're putting in for us to speak our mind, our hearts, our feelings as grandmothers.
Grandmothers, this is Nina, co-founder of Bioneers, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for linking with us across this whole vast planet to bring us your words of healing and wisdom. And I want to ask you at this time when it's so important that we heal our individual wounds, our collective wounds, and the wounds that we're inflicting on the earth. What advice you may have for us here at Bioneers and for all of us everywhere to help us hasten the healing.
I would like to answer a little bit of that. The healing starts within yourself. Us grandmothers, we're praying for peace, and we have to have that in our hearts. In our peace pipe ways, we have the peace pipe that we pray with. When we have that, us Lakota people, we have to have that peace within our hearts as well as with others. And we practice that every day. And we practice to love one another and help one another.
I want to welcome all the young people in the audience. I am so grateful that you are here because you are the next generation. It's time. We all know it's time for the mother to come forward. It's time for me as a grandmother, as a mother, to talk to my grandchildren, you.
I'm a youth here at the conference. I feel very overwhelmed right now. When I wanted to go into talking about healing the spirits of the youth. I find so many of us are afraid to go into what we are actually. Deep inside of our hearts are closed, and no one wants to find the answers to what's deep down inside. No one wants to connect. And how do we bring together everyone when no one wants to find themselves anymore, when no one wants to connect?
I want to say to you, grandson, what exactly you are doing. You are telling me that the connection is not there. And I'm hearing you. For our youth, we have faith that the prayers are reaching out to you. That's why you're sitting before me. Identifying what needs to be worked. Pioneers, they say, prayer and action. And that's what you're doing, grandson. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How will the children know that this earth is theirs to care about? We got to know first. We got to know and then live in that knowing next to this generation that looks to so many of us like they don't care. But you know, it takes time. It takes a whole lot of time, a whole lot of love, a whole lot of spirit for them to recognize that they have the power to make change.
My mind wove webs of prophecy. It's like my brain sparked this visionary inside of me, and I start to see how things are connected. See, I read that the Achuar people of the Amazon in Ecuador who still live in their traditional ways say that our thinking in this so-called modern day is like being stuck in a dream. Short-term gains for long-term ill effects. Use a quarter of the world's resources all to gain a few bucks, and consequences still fall on us.
Climate change and the fossil fuel-based economy are inextricably linked. Failure to act on this issue of climate change, what I've been telling folks is that climate change is the civil rights issue of my generation. It impacts virtually every segment of society, including those that cannot speak for themselves. And as a seventh-generation warrior, or a practitioner of what many of you heard as the precautionary principle, about what many of us Native folks call the duh principle, failure to act on these issues and failure to really look at the big picture is like committing a passive act of violence against future generations.
My name is Ariel Lucky, and my great-grandfather settled a piece of land in the middle of Wyoming as a homestead, as a part of the Homestead Act in 1918. And I recognize that that land was stolen, that we received free land from the United States government after it had been taken away violently and terribly from the indigenous people who live there, the Cheyenne, the Arapaho, the Lakota. And so I'm looking for healing for myself and my family, and also for our relations between white Americans, many of whom have this history, and ask for your perspective and on ways that we can move forward and try to find balance and reconciliation and justice. What can I do to contribute to that?
Reconciliation, we have that already, our Lakota people. What has been done in the past is done. We can't redo it. We can't bring it back. We have to move forward to carry that peace and carry it on so that what you do with that land, make it plentiful, maybe feed the homeless, help the people, and have that peace in your heart. Thank you.
I want to call you son or grandson right away. My people, we make relations immediately. Son, we need to talk about the pain. We need to talk about what's hurting us. We need to talk about how we feel. We need to talk about solution, how we are going to heal this wound. In my prayer, I have learned from my grandparents, parents, telling us that we are equipped with everything when we are born. So I want to say to you, grandson, by you having courage to come talk to the grandmothers about your feelings, that is the beginning. That is where the healing will start. Thank you.
Thank you.
Having listened just a little bit, I know that everybody here wants to hear more. We are in very close with you already. And in the spirit of the space technology and Space Bridge, we also hopefully will make space in our hearts and minds for listening, for what we can share in the time we have left.
Thank you, grandmother. I myself, as an Indigenous woman, look up to you, grandmothers, a lot in terms of guidance and solutions, in terms of healing the spirit of an Indigenous woman, in terms of healing these cultural insensitivities that come from history, but are still very, very present. So I would, at this time, very respectfully ask for some guidance.
To Maria, Teresa, I pray every morning, every night, and pray for everyone so that our humanity will be free, so that everyone on this earth can pray the way they want to pray. We have our sacred Black Hills that have been taken away from us. They put us on a reservation and put for sale signs on there. We talk about humanity. People talk about human people. They don't treat us like a human. They take away everything from us, which the Creator had given to us. I feel for these Tibetans. I see children on the street. I see elderlies on the street. Breaks my heart to see them. What can we do as grandmothers to help them? The only thing we have is our prayer of peace, hoping that we can accomplish something from that. Hoping and praying that Creator can lead us to the right places so people can hear us, so people can help us. This is what we are about, 13 Indigenous grandmothers. That's about all I have to say.
Choye washteste ugeokte uchunke lew inukchala akiamni lew. The prayers are very sacred. It is something that you gotta put your mind to it. Not just because you're saying it, you gotta mean it.
Bendita sois vós entre as mulheres, bendito é o fruto do vosso ventre, Jesus. Santa Maria, Mãe de Deus, rogai a Deus por nós, pecadores, agora e na hora da nossa morte. Amém. Jesus.
Mas na verdade, assim, quando ela me disse, eu fiquei feliz porque realmente a vontade de chamar.
I have this urge to call everyone to awaken to God.
Seja de que religião for,
Whatever religion
seja
they
de
are,
que credo for,
whatever creed they are,
mas se apegue a Deus.
but hang on to God.
How fortunate we are around the world that we could dialogue, that we could pray together. I would like to talk a little bit about our prophecy. The earth right now is in the middle of gestation. The turmoil that we see, the turmoil that we feel, the uncertainty that we are surrounded is part of that circle of healing. We are at the bridge of hope. The only way that we're going to move is to be responsible with who we are. We are children of the light. It is the force of the light that is going to bring us from the darkness into the light. We, the women, have the power, we have the knowledge, and we have the protection of our Mother Creator to move us along. These are not my words. These were given to us by our ancestors.
I always have to refer to my ceremonies. When we are in ceremony, we are spiritual. And when we are spiritual, we are praying. When we are praying, we do not see physical material. This is the light that Flor de Mayo is talking about, the light of our spirit. To trust the spirit in each one of us. You are the light. Thank you.
Bonjour. Nous disons chez nous
We say in my home place
qu'il existe le langage des plantes,
that there is a language of the plants,
comme il y a le langage du feu,
as there is a language of the fire,
du vent,
wind,
de la mer,
ocean,
etc.
etc.
Et je parlerai brièvement de la plante sacrée
And I'd like to speak briefly about the sacred plants,
qui est l'iboga.
which our sacred plant, which is the iboga.
Chez nous, l'iboga est un patrimoine culturel.
In our home place, iboga is a cultural heritage.
Et cette plante sacrée
And this sacred plant
a un double avantage.
has a double advantage.
Elle est d'abord thérapeutique,
First of all, it is therapeutic,
ensuite divinatoire.
and then it is divinatory.
Elle permet de nous mettre
It helps us to be able to put ourselves
en communication
in communication
avec les profondeurs de la terre.
with the profound aspects of the earth.
Hello. I'm very glad to talk to you. I love you. It's very important for us grandmothers to have you to continue. Since I was a very small child, I had this gift to talk to plants. And this is my big blessing I had all my life. And with the sacred plant, it's called ayahuasca. I could cultivate this understanding that connects us to our original being, and this allows us to awake and understand more profoundly who we are and what we came to do in this earth. Because I believe all of us, we came here to do something.
Buenos días, hermanos. Les voy a presentar su nombre de mis niñitos, santo que sale de la Madre Tierra.
I'm going to introduce to you, present to you, my little children who come from the sacred earth.
Porque estos niños santos, que le digo yo, ¿no? Que son honguitos.
These small children, they are mushrooms.
Tenemos que recomendar mucho con Diosito antes de dar.
We have to connect with God in a deep way before we have a relationship with those mushrooms.
Para que siga adelante, también los niños deben de aprender de lo que uno hace con todo respeto estos sagrados honguitos.
We need to learn in a sacred way what the mushrooms are sharing with us.
Porque estos niños hacen estudio.
Because these mushrooms, they study, they make a study on you.
La purificación.
They give you a purification.
La limpieza del cuerpo.
They cleanse your body.
Da las experiencias tan sagradas.
They give you a sacred experience.
Tout ce processus,
All these
cette diversité de la manière de faire,
and this diversity of the way of doing things,
très ancienne,
very ancient.
On nous l'apprend sous forme d'enseignement.
We learn this type of a way of doing
On nous
things.
apprend la manipulation du toucher,
And they teach us how to touch the plants,
l'odorat
to smell the plants,
et les yeux.
and to see the plants.
Et pour les sentir,
To feel them,
c'est un travail de longue haleine.
it's a long work.
Et c'est tout un enseignement de
It's
longue
a
haleine
whole teaching that takes a long
et
time
de l'expérience
and
qui
experience
s'installe. Et puis
that
les
needs to
choses.
get installed.
I would like to ask about the process of healing. Would you please elaborate on how does one heal?
We have this difference in our way of looking at this process. We are not focused in sickness. we are more focused in health. So for us, what is important is to find this healthy memory, this healthy part, that seed, that original seed. If you can focus in your healthy side, in your little healthy memory, and then when you are conscient, it's easier to transform into this original healthy purpose. Did I answer you?
That's good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Very clear.
Thank you.
What united us is faith, prayer, hope, love, forgiveness, compassion, and love for the nature. This is really what we have to share.
In the arms of the mother, the great Adriatic mother. In the arms of the mother, I lay. In the arms of the mother, the great Adriatic mother. In the arms of the mother,
I would ask, do you have any suggestions for how the men on this planet can best support the sacred feminine and best support the work of the grandmothers?
To be receptive. Because this is the mystery of women, to open you to receive. This female seed is in you. So if you become humble and open to receive, this is the connection.
Je voudrais dire qu'au départ,
I would like to say first,
tout être humain a une vie spirituelle.
every human being has a spiritual life.
Il y a déjà l'intuition privilégiée de la femme.
There's already a privileged intuition that the women have.
Je n'ai rien contre les hommes.
I have nothing against men.
Loin de là. Mais au départ, l'intuition féminine prime.
But at first, feminine intuition has predominance.
Alors donc, nos hommes, ils peuvent arriver à longue échéance
But the men can arrive
à être comme les femmes.
to become like women.
Il y a des hommes spirituels,
There are spiritual men,
très spirituels.
very spiritual men.
Il n'y a rien d'impossible.
There's nothing that is impossible.
Would we recognize a spiritual awakening in this world if we saw one? It has been said that we cannot save this planet unless there's a widespread spiritual or religious awakening. But this is a very different awakening. It is accompanied by an exquisite understanding of biology, ecology, physiology, quantum physics, cosmology, and very, and most importantly, unlike the massive failing of the actual age, the feminine is now seen as sacred and holy. And it recognizes that the wisdom of indigenous people from all over the world are our sisters and brothers in this movement.
Les grands-mères ont compris
The grandmothers have understood
qu'il faut se réunir.
that we must come together.
Le moment est venu
The time has come
L'heure a vraiment sonné.
The hour has sounded.
Pour que nous apportions nos voix,
so that we can bring our voice,
nos connaissances,
our wisdom,
notre force,
our force,
et notre sagesse,
and our wisdom,
au bien de l'humanité.
And to better humanity.
Parce qu'il ne faut plus attendre.
Because we cannot wait any longer.
Le moment est vraiment propice pour le faire.
It is right now the moment to do this.
It's time to wake up. We've been asleep for way too long.
You're right. It's time to move on.
Things are really messed up, but we're right on the brink.
Yeah, but change is tougher than you think.
It's very important that we know that young people, they have dreams and they want to build them. They have strength in their bodies. You know, this is very important. This is kind of a breeze for us, grandmothers.
We can make a difference. This is the 11th hour.
Those who commit to uncovering the hidden wholeness, the potential in others, to witness it, believe in it, and strengthen it, may become the architects of the future of the world.
Right? We all agree. We all agree.
And it's wonderful that the unity around the table has come together in oneness. Because it's, I said, our job is bigger than us sitting around this table. It's out there.
So we can come together as in a oneness action.
When you sit in circle, we are all the same. We have the same level.
And I bring you greetings from my mother.
If you work together like we do in circle, that's the solution for your problems. As 13 grandmothers, if we work together, our aim is to heal the world.
I'd love it if you could speak a little bit about what it's like for you to come together and to be there.
As us grandmothers gathered and came together from different places from around the world, making good medicine, getting along, listening to one another. This is the way the leaders of our world should get along, like us grandmas do around this table.
When grandmothers speak, what does that mean? I am talking to my grandson. I am talking to the male of this world who are leading, who can do something of the way the world is. We can all work together. We can all be this force that Great Mystery wanted us to be. Damanihin inst was to bring your truth to who you are. You know your identity.
It is time for women to be empowered and to stand. It is time to stop the abuse of women and children. It is time for us to take a look at the destruction we're causing and to stop. It is time for us to begin to listen to what the old ones had, to use balance and moderation in all things, of teaching reciprocity. Because we're such takers, we should learn how to give back.
As grandmothers, you seem very, very knowledgeable about the place that you live and the people who live here. What inspired you to become so aware and to have the outlook that you want to see ourselves, our children, their grandchildren, and their grandchildren thrive and be prosperous for many years to come.
When I was 14 years old, that was the first time I heard the Hopi prophecy. And it seems like ever since that time, I was put on a path that I don't have any control over. It's like there's these doors that open for me. And I was taught that those doors are prayers that were made for me. And I'm supposed to go ahead and walk through those doors. And the path has brought me here. When I heard the Hopi prophecy, they said, look around you. Look at all of the things that you live with in this world. Look around you. And start noticing, get to know it, become aware of it. So my path started way back then. It's like a seed that gets planted. Back then, a seed was planted for me, and it's been growing. And that's the way I hope for you, wish for you, pray for you that way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any more questions?
Grandma, if you could ask of us something, what would you want us to do to help you? How could we give back to you? What would your vision be for us?
I would like all of you, even you that are not on the television, you in that room where you sit, to go around as you journey being a voice for the voiceless. Because everything created before us, the green, the swimmers in the water, the great waters, the rivers and streams, and the animal kingdom does not have a voice except ours. So be that voice for the voiceless. Speak up when something's happening to that habitat out there.
There was a friend of mine, he said to me, he said, do you really think what you're doing is going to make a difference? He said, what I see is I see this road, and then in that road there's this little tiny curve. That's you. I smiled at him. I said, but I'm not the only one on this road. All of us are on this road. All of us could be that curve in the road. All of us could be the ones who could make a difference. Even from the moment you rise in the morning, the way you use the water, the way you breathe this air, the way you greet this day, the sunlight, the Grandpa fire, the way you touch this Mother Earth. All of us, we can do that.
Divina Tango, Virgen Santísima, Madre Tierra, Madre Cielo. Guateji, din ainsin din asonyo, Richi sonde, Richi ahmihi. Si je pangale, que andas vida y no vamos a descansar. Por eso vivimos, porque Dios.
That's why we can't really rest, we can't really even go to sleep. We must pray a lot for helping what's going on out there.
She wakes up early in the morning, and when she does her prayers in the morning for the sunrise, she asks for the strength of all the grandmothers, and she asks for the strength of all the beings in the world. In the name of God, she prays for the world, and she always wants the sun to carry the message around the world, the message of peace.
Talking's a prayer to communicate with each other,
I think that's a solution for becoming whole.
We here are very appreciative of you sending us your messages and all of your wisdom and knowledges. I would like to give you motivation and a sense of hope for all the work that you have done for the young people and all the people living on this planet. Young leaders and leaders all around the world are rising. Those leaders, they're rising one by one as they become conscious, because there really is a reservoir of people out there waiting to be inspired and motivated. Oftentimes, we may think that people don't share the same ideas and the same beliefs, that we want to see a better place, but really everyone shares the same belief, because we are all one people and we all share this earth. So if we can just find it in ourselves to brave through these hard times and inspire people just to take small steps and make small changes in the beginning, for the stronger the roots that we build right now, the stronger the outcome will be, and the stronger us as a people will be, and this planet will be.
Thank you. You make me cry. To see words coming from such a young person. Keep up your good work, and many blessings to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The world is not hopeless with pioneers behind us and supporting us.
Bear with us for a moment while we open the door and invite all the grandmothers to come together to be together with you now.
Before we say goodbye, would each of you grandmothers share with pioneers a final blessing or parting message?
Peace begins in my heart before I can talk it to you.
Oh, no.
Create it in your lives. Create it in your heart. Get out of this thinking thing. Get into your heart. Walk your talk. Is our prayers to you today, all of you. Thank you so much for listening. No.
I just want to remind, when we pray, the most important is to trust, to have the key of deserving.
God, Shiva, for the protection of all the grandmothers and all the human beings, and she always brave them for protection of all the humanity and animal kingdom.
No doubt. I love you. My love is contagious.
May peace prevail.
Les grand-mères sont les messagers pour
The grandmothers are the messengers for the peace in humanity.
Y por eso precisamente
That's why we are offering these prayers, and we're making offerings to the little bit we can do ourselves to help this earth.
Que o coração de cada se encha de
May the heart of each one be a heart of light to emit this light to all planet Earth.
All my relations.
May the power of compassion and the wisdom energy that's collected here may spread all throughout the world for the benefit of all sentient beings.
All my relations.
In the name of the sacred prayer, all over the world, may we continue this circle here and in the invisible world. Thank you.
We are the 13 grandmothers. You start something, finish it.
On behalf of the grandmothers and all of the folks at the Pioneers Conference, we will be going to receive an audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, whereby we will be asking His Holiness to bless us all so that all of our good motivations, all of our hard work will be fulfilled.
I always believe peace must come through action. Action. Not just through prayers. Not through wish, but we have to work.